Yes, you read that well. Yes, just reverse the function. That's basically what you do, right? This is a situation where you meet a question, and then the question is asking you to find the function, the original function. You know what they give you? They give you the inverse of the function, and they are expecting you to find the function whose inverse is that which they have given you. So to do that, we basically reverse the function. What do we mean by that? So we are trying to move from the inverse of the function back to the function. That's what the question is asking you to do. How do you move from the inverse given to you back to the function, right? You reverse the function. So basically, reversing the function just means that you follow the process, the same process that we take to find the inverse of a function. You do the same process to get back to the original function. Okay, so if I have one, if I have two, and I do the reciprocal of that, or I inverse that, that will be 1/2. Now, if I want to get back the original number, I'll take this 1/2 and reciprocal again to get 2/1. So it's just the same process, the same time, like every each time, right? So you take a function that is inverse, already inverse to you for you. That's what they give you. But then from there, you can do the follow the same process to get back to the original function. That's what we mean by just reverse the function. Just reverse it. Just do the same process for it. So we are not just going to talk about it and leave, but then we are going to solve some questions like we do every time so that you can see to understand this concept. So yeah, let's look at some example. This is the first example. I have f inverse of x given to you to us is equal to 3x minus 4 all over x. So here the thing is given to us as inverse already. So we need to move it in such a way that it is now back to f of x. Do you remember how to find f of x? Yeah, so this guy, how to find the inverse, right? You have to make this one y is equal to 3x minus 4 all over x. Yes, don't write y inverse, no. You change it to y because y will help you to easily manipulate the thing, right? At the end, you will bring by f of x. Now, we have to make what? Now that you have this, remember how to find the inverse, right? You have to interchange, find the inverse of a function. So you interchange the x. So the s, you give it to y, and where y is, you put x there. So interchange s and y. Basically, that's what we did. So where x is, I'll put y there, and when y is, I'll put x there for all over y. So we just see that where x is, I put y there, and where y is, I put x there. That's what we have. Now we are going to make y the subject. Now you just make y the subject. This time you have to follow the process of making y the subject. Subject. So what do I have? I have x y is equal to 3y minus 4. Remember, I'm just doing change of subject in order to make cross multiplication in order to just make x the subject, y the subject, right? So I'll group items that are containing y, right? So the other y will come and there's -4 here. So I will now make y the subject. So y, I'll factorize it out as x minus 3 is equal to -4. Then I have y is equal to -4 all over x minus 3, right? Based on how your thing go, right? You may have, if you cross multiply by -1, then you finally have 4 over 3 minus x. They are all the same thing. Or you can have it as 4 over -x plus 3. They are all the same. I'm writing all the possible answers for you. Just that when you are having your answer over there, you don't think that you are wrong. But then that's it. So, right, we have y is equal to -4 over this, right? So now we have to bring back our f. So here, f of s will now be equal to, I'll take the middle one. I'll take this one because this is the best form. 4 over 3 minus x. So this is the final answer for that, right? Remember when we find the inverse, they started with f of x, and when we are done, when we are changing the y back to the f of x, we put -1 at the top here. But then here it is already given us as inverse. So when you come back, when you reverse it back, we just write f of x. So f of -1 become f of x. Another example, G1, they give us g inverse of x to find the function g of x. So we are going to find g of x. So it's g of x that we are looking for. So for this one, we do the same process again. We say y is equal to x squared minus 1. We change it to y to make it easy to manipulate. So here we have to do the interchange where s is put y there, when y put x there. So s is equal to y squared minus 1. I didn't do anything, I just interchange where s is, I put y there, where y is. Now we make y the subject. So I will send this one the other side, it become s plus 1 is equal to y squared. Okay, so I'll rewrite it like this so that what I'm making the subject is on the right side. I have x, y squared is equal to s plus 1. Now, to remove the square root, right, you have to square both sides. Find the square root of both sides. This one cancel this. So we have y is equal to square root of x plus 1. So now, this is not the final answer. We have to now come back. They give you g inverse of x. So you have to write g of s is equal to square root of x plus 1. Yeah, this is the final answer for this is the g of s. Follow the same process as if you are finding the inverse of the inverse. Finding the inverse of the inverse, that's what gives you the answer that they are looking for. Here again, we are looking for h of s. For h of s, what do we do? We say y is equal to square root of x plus 3. Now I'll do the interchange where y is, I'll put x there, where s is, I'll put y there. Then I'll have x is equal to square root of y plus 3. So I'll square both sides because of the square root. Square both sides is equal to y plus 3. I'll send the plus 3 to the other side. Negative 3 is equal to y. Then I will rewrite it like this. Y is equal to s squared minus 3, just to make sure that what I'm looking for is on the right side. Now, because I just use y to have my function well manipulated, my operation well manipulated, when I'm done, I need to bring by h of s to be equal to s squared minus 3. Yes, just reverse the function. Just reverse the function, then you are good to go. So when you are given an inverse of a function, just reverse the function. Let's continue and see the next concept, what's in the back for that, so that we can continue building and then solidifying our concept in relations and functions.